us from WA. So we're very pleased to have her here. Sandi is the Managing Director of Hemp Wholesale Australia. She owns Hemp Wholesale Australia, which also includes Natural Fabrics Australia, an Australian-owned and operated company that's been supplying sustainable fabrics to manufacturers and retailers in Australia and New Zealand for more than 10 years. Sandi also identifies as a fabricaholic. Welcome, Sandi.
Stand in the right place, but I don't think I'm big enough to block the sun for everybody. Thank you very much for your welcome, and I have lots of slides, so hopefully I don't have to say very much, but I am really happy to help you with any information afterwards should you go, oh, what was that, I missed it, and we'll keep them away. I don't want to do that way. Around corners. What's that one up there? Yes, it's going. I can see where we are. So, what do you want sustainably? Do you want fabrics? Because that's probably what I can help with best. The sort of things that we supply can be used for apparel, for homewares, for industrial uses. There's hemp goes everywhere, and we have other natural fabrics as well. So, when you then actually look at what might make things sustainable, where I'm looking at fabrics, I'm thinking the stuff that you start with, the resources are renewable. There's sort of things that the processes they go through are less harm to the planet. The stuff lasts for a long time, or you can reuse it many times, and when it really is dead, that it doesn't harm the earth when it goes back in. So if you're looking at that sort of thing, that's where we're on the same page. I'm not going to tell you about everything of this, but just in a comparison where you're looking at regular cotton and hemp, just because I'm a little bit hemp biased, you'll see that hemp uses about half the amount of water. It doesn't use your pesticides, your herbicides, your fertilisers. But in the same land, you'll grow 250 times the amount of fibre. It can do 2 crops a year, so even more. And it looks after the soil, in fact, improves it afterwards. So when you compare a regular cotton, where people say, wow, natural fabric, you're going to find it quite different. Okay, so what's hemp, if you haven't heard about it before? Cannabis sativa is the name of the plant, and no, it's not marijuana. Marijuana has THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, and that gives you psychoactive reactions. Industrial hemp, same botanical name to start with, but totally different strain, like yellow roses, red roses, totally different. What's so good about it? Well, first of all, I show you a few hemp fabrics. There's 100% hemp organic cotton blends, with silk, with yak hair, yes, those sort of early things. They use the underbits, which is really soft, hemp recycled polyester, and so on and so on. So there's a lot of variety in fabrics. So, what's so good about it? Well, besides its sustainability credentials, it lasts a really long time. It's really soft, durable. It's really good to wear when you live in a place like Melbourne, where you never know what the weather's going to be like, because you've always been the right temperature. It's got a very long fibre, and instead of like cotton, where your towel disappears and becomes so thin, with all the little fluffy bits come out, hemp keeps when you wash it and wash it. It doesn't crease as much as other natural fibres. My not linen dress, although you can tell it's a natural fibre, and I've been crunched up in the car half the day going places in the heat, and yet has a lot softer crease. We'll see a bit more about that. So holding its shape, it's not going to end up washing and sort of, half of it sticks out the side. It's definitely healthier to wear, so that it breathes and absorbs. It resists mildew and bacteria and so on like that, which is very important for people who might use it for nappies. It's UV resistant, which means besides this fading, if you're wanting to make garments that people need to wear in the sun, very important. And yes, it prints beautifully, so we'll come to that as well. So this little video, on the left is a hemp and organic cotton blend, hemp 55% hemp. We're squishing it up, you see it sort of collapses. Whereas you get 100% hemp, same weight of fabric, and it's got a body to it, it's got a sort of springiness, and that helps with the creasing and holding its shape. going to make it a little curve. You see it sort of goes all pointy and collapses, and that's 55% hemp. Cotton does even more collapsing. That's 100% hemp. You can see the sort of curvy shape that it goes into, that it has that springiness, that body. Another little movie for you. This is getting cross with it. 100% hemp, scrump, scrump, scrump. Now, because we didn't want you to sit here and just watch the creases come out, we do rub it a little bit. But it actually, 100% hemp sort of pushes creases out. So you don't end up with those razor sharp creases. It's actually almost back to smooth in quite a short time. Okay, if you want to do dyeing, you'll see when I put this one fabric, which is actually hemp on this side, cotton on that side, and the little white bits was a little fine polyester that held it together, the same pot, you'll see that the hemp is a more intense colour than cotton. So if you're into dyeing, you will see not only does it give a more intense colour, but it actually gives it a mark. So in indigo dye, this is 100% hemp mixed with cotton, and it gets lighter as you use things like viscose. So if you want great colours, use hemp. Yes, screen print, some of you might know some people in this picture. This is Ink and Spindle and some of their designs. Digital printing, yes, another local, not far from here. And this one, stunning from a digital printer in Sydney. Okay, another digital print, you'll see the fabric up close, beautiful colours, great detail, and there's a finished object, very high class. So, yes, you can make all sorts of things, surfboards and guitars and things out of hemp, all sorts of garments, nappies. What else can we do? One of our customers did a Bishop Kofi stole and embroidered using hemp fabrics. People paint on items, hand dyed for their furniture and all sorts of things. So who are we? Hemp Wholesale is our main business name. We've brought natural fabrics in as one because not everybody knows hemp. They need to go, I want something natural, and we go, yes, come and look at hemp. But we are also adding in other natural fabrics that suit our customer base, some linens, organic cottons and so on, so you'll see some of those. So, yes, if you're a business, we supply to you, and we pretend that that's all we do, but really, we're student friendly. So if you're a student in a design course, you ring up, you say, I'm a student, we'd be nice to you, all right? We cut out some of the fees, and we let you buy little beards and all sorts of things like that, because that's where we've been studied, gone through, know how hard it is from the start. So yes, done our own design ranges and so on like that, plenty of dyeing experience, not like I'm still alive, but I'm dyeing things, and printing and so on like that. So, you know, been through a lot, just about made anything, I think. Been there and met them, as in we've been to China, we've come and seen lots of the suppliers, seen some of their interesting ways of doing things, the technology and the non-technology of what they're doing. Learned lots about volume, like our previous speaker was talking about, that volume makes quite a difference and how that can actually work for you. Seeing some of the big productions and understanding why sometimes you can't just make a little bit of this or that. Seeing the workers and their working conditions, very important for what we're doing. Found interesting ways that people do small runs and big runs of things, so dyeing does the same. So, what sort of products? Well, we do specialise in there's wovens, so we also do printable items made in Australia, where if you just want a bag or a tea towel or something like that, we make those in Australia. Yes, we do have some other products, so if you go, I've heard, you know, I want some webbing for my bag, things like that, talk to us. We don't hold stock, not necessarily of the others, but we can get that for you. So, what we're good at, customer service, we don't actually have a minimum meterage, but if you're ordering tiny bits of things, you may pay a little bit more for your small bits. But if you need 5 litres of something, 2 litres of something else, whatever, that's quite viable. So we're really trying to help people get going and get using this marvellous product. And because we've been there and done that, and done lots of other things as well, we'd probably say, you don't probably want to use that one, this one's the better one, so we'd love to help you get where you're going, or perhaps find a digital printer if you're wanting one, or somebody that can produce small quantities for you. If you need a particular colour of your fabric, we'll say, hey, this is a way you can have your own colour and make it viable for you. Is that lots of trucks take things over to Perth and they go, my goodness, I'm empty, I'll give you a good rate. So sending things your way isn't very expensive. Well, my mum always says a weed is a plant in the wrong place. So if you put it in the right place, well, I guess it's not a weed, is it? But it has those characteristics where nothing likes to eat it. It just grows because if you put it in the same field particularly, because as it gets tall and really close together, all the leaves go back down in, the soil is ready for the next crop or crop of potatoes if you want or whatever. So yeah, it is very sustainable that way. Yeah.
So it's knits and wovens you do?
Yeah, we do knits and wovens.
So
T-shirt weights and ones with elastane in it as well, so that you can have more fitted shapes. Yeah, there's a lot. We hold a lot of stock here, so no, you don't have to wait 2 months, have it made in 250 metres something. That's good for when you need it, but we hold a lot of stock here.
One more?
Yeah.
So you grade the hemp as it comes in from different farms in your factory?
I don't personally know, but yes, that would be nice to go over there all the time. We are really happy with the quality of what we get through. We have an agent there that we work with and have worked with, I don't know, since my big daughter was about this big. But when I first came back from meeting her over there, I said to my husband, I said, I think I found Sandi, but she's in China. Because previous dealings I had with China, I'd get a sample and then I'd get, is this the same? And our agent is really good at making sure the quality, if anything has come through, it's been fixed up straight away, sort of thing. So yeah, we're getting the same thing consistently.
So you don't have your own plantation?
No, we don't.
Just outsource.
Yeah.
Small farmers.
Okay, I'll talk to you some more later.